Melty Blood Type Lumina is my favorite fighting game, but that doesn't mean it's the perfect fighting game. Type Lumina's last update was a balance patch in May of 2024, and in that span of time, I've often thought, what would I want from a Type Lumina 2? A Tumina, if you will. I don't have to think anymore because Melty Blood Twi-Lumina is real and we are so back. My wish list for this game is longer than the time it took for the remake to come out, so lock in for a long one. I've also consulted the community for their wish lists, and I can't wait to see what you guys said. But enough jabbering, it's time for the Twi-Lumina wish list. I missed a couple things in the reveal trailer, so I want to circle back on that first. We get a short glimpse of Len's gameplay. Her new sprite looks great, and it seems that her moveset is based off of her Half Moon variant. I saw some concern about this, but I'm a Lumina player. Can someone explain it to me in Lumina terms? Is H-Len like a powered CL, or an Oko, maybe Akiha or Roa? My favorite moment is when Len uses her crouch animation to go cat mode and low profile arcuade. Aside from Len, there are so many new stages. The classic crosswalk, front of the school, the Tono Mansion gates, 2 city stages, Len's field, and this stage which looks like the mansion garden, but I'm not sure. That's already a good amount of stages, but here are some more I'd like to see. The mansion backyard, Arcuade's castle, the school hallway, the hotel, Kohaku's dungeon, the Mecha Hisui production line, and the one I want the most is Nania's stage. This is my favorite Melty Blood stage, and I need to see it in glorious high definition. The 2 questions this trailer leaves us with are, when will this come out and will it be free? Early 2027 sounds like February or March to me. I don't really see January, I think it's too soon. I want Twi-Lumina to be a new game like Under Night 2 because it gives the devs more room to add improvements, and it means we can get a better PC port, but the trade-off is everyone's gonna have to buy it again. It's been confirmed that Len will not be the only new character, so who else could we see in Twi-Lumina? Since Twi-Lumina is heavily invoking Kagetsu Toya, Nania is almost guaranteed. Kagetsu Toya was his first appearance, he's in Boss Rush, and Ushi Wakamaru has his fast fall. I'd be shocked if he wasn't in. Another safe pick is Mecha Hisui. She has no lore constraints, and they can get 3 characters out of her for the price of 1. Archetype Earth or Roa CL could make it in because they're also featured in Kagetsu Toya. I expect at least 1 new Arcuade or CL, maybe a Phantasm Moon, Gamer Arcuade, Dinosaur Arcuade, Child Arcuade, or Extra Blue CL. Ryogi Shiki is a fan favorite, and she should have been DLC in Type Lumina. With 4 Fate characters in the roster, there's no excuse. Those are the safest picks, plus I expect at least 1 new Fate character because, let's be honest, they can't help themselves. Now here's where it gets messy. What about Satsuki, Akiha Vermilion, Shiki, and all the Tsukihime remake characters? Unfortunately, they're locked behind Red Garden. I'm hardcore hoping that Red Garden will come out soon. Is it unlikely? Sure. But I said the same thing about Lumina 2, yet here we are. From now on, we're hope maxing on this channel. Now, how about Miss Melty Blood herself, Shion Eltnam Atlasia? Believe it or not, she has a better chance than the Red Garden characters. The Melty Blood story can't be told until Red Garden is finished, because it uses elements from all of Tsukihime's roots. But we don't need Red Garden, and Twi-Lumina doesn't need to tell Melty Blood's story to have Shion, Respite, and Wallachia. Melty Blood wasn't the first time Shion encountered Tatari. 3 years before Melty Blood's story, she and a certain church member were sent on a mission to a small village in Italy to deal with the Knight of Wallachia. And there you go, that's your excuse. I just got Shion, Respite, and Wallachia in Type Lumina. Also, the logo is purple. Len is not purple. You don't make the logo the primary color of the main character of your series by accident. I rest my case. The only character I have no idea about is Nero Chaos. He isn't in the remake, he's missing in action. I hope they can find a way to include him because this guy would have the most glorious HD sprite. That leaves some wild cards on the table. Arihiko has been getting a lot of buzz, and this is his best shot to be in Melty. He's a normal guy, so that could make for a really funny moveset for him. Nanako is a character I've wanted. I love her design, and I'm sure those hooves can pack a punch. Perfect for a fighting game. With the MiHoYo movie on the horizon, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some cross-promotion. Alice and Sojiro are prime candidates, but I could also see them putting in Toko. Arcade mode endings are the perfect place to include story details from the MiHoYo sequels that aren't out yet. It's a win-win for everyone. That should cover everyone. I think Nanya and Mecha Hisui are guarantees, while the rest are up in the air. In my community posts, a lot of people requested characters, so I tallied them up, and here are the top 5 most requested characters for Twi-Lumina. As you can see, the results aren't all that surprising. Melty Blood needs Shion and more Tsukihime characters. 5 years is long enough. French bread? Put the Melty back in Melty Blood. Type Lumina's single player is fine, standard, passable. But it's missing a big mode for players who don't want to play online to sink their teeth into. I'm crossing my fingers for a Kagetsu Toya adaptation that plays like the original Melty Blood story mode with different paths and multiple endings. At the very least, I expect more boss rushes. It's nice that we have color edit, but we need more colors, less restrictions, and the options to change effect colors. I've tried to recreate my favorite Shiki color from Melty Blood Actors Again current code, and while I can get close to slightly lighter blue color 33, it's not completely there. Melty Blood is known for its stellar music thanks to its talented composer, Raito. I want all of the classic music in Twi-Lumina and a jukebox mode that lets you create your own playlists and change the music of the menus. In my review for Type Lumina, I praised the game's online, but as time has gone on, cracks have shown. First and foremost, this game needs crossplay. It should be prioritized over all other features. If not, history will repeat itself, the console base will die off, and PC will be the only option. I want to be able to play Melty Blood with everyone. Throughout the years, I've run into people who want to get Lumina or play in a tournament, but they're on console and I have to go, sorry, everyone plays on PC. It sucks. After crossplay, they need to touch up the rollback netcode. This was their first shot at implementing it, and French Bread did okay. It just needs some refinement, and please do some network tests before the game comes out. Lobbies leave much to be desired. Years after release, they still tend to explode for no reason, so please fix that. Also, having multiple matches at once is something decade-old fighting games have, but Under Night 2 and Type Lumina can't? Come on, it's 2026. Being able to select characters from the rematch screen and text chat are small additions to the lobbies that would go a long way. With all of these features, Twi-Lumina's online would be healthy for years to come, and finding matches would be a breeze. Type Lumina does a poor job of teaching new players and providing tools for experienced players to grow. The combo trials straight up suck. I have no idea why, because Under Night has always had good ones. They build execution and teach basic combo theory. Lumina's, on the other hand, are 80% auto combos or combos you'd never use. I want to see a complete overhaul of this mode with practical combos for beginners to experts. I want them to take every improvement they made in Under Night In-Birth 2's training mode and port it over to Twi-Lumina. Frame data, better reversal action settings, the frame meter, being able to set up and replay scenarios, replay takeover, frame data in replays, and whatever else they can think of. Also, I would love to be able to turn off the health bars. I know I can mod the game to do it, but that should really be an option in the display settings. Alright, now it's time to talk about the gameplay. I'm approaching this as an intermediate player and a perpetual pool drowner. Don't take my word as gospel. Feel free to disagree. Melty Blood Type Lumina is in dire need of some good defensive mechanics. Shield, Heat, and Moon Drive don't cut it. We need a meterless defensive option and a 2-bar option that is slightly better than Forced Release. I've been playing a lot of City of the Wolves and I am in love with Just Defense. I don't think you could really put Just Defense in Melty because it might screw with the block strings, but something like it would be great. I expect some new ways to use Moon Meter and Shield. I'm not sure what, but I definitely see it coming. Shield has done irreparable damage to the reputation of this game. It's not as bad as it used to be, but we have to face the fact that majority of players dropped the game because of this mechanic. It needs a rework, and I'm hoping they can pull it off. B-Shield follow-up is in a really bad spot. It gives far too little reward for the risk. I think giving it a combo on hit anytime is fair. There are some moon skills that you can use with little risk. Take for example Aoko moon skill Orb. Very easy to throw out with no consequences. She's not the only one who can do this, and I want them to tone down these types of moon skills. I hate the excessive clashing. I want to play footsies, not clash then scramble simulator. Its frequency needs to be toned down and maybe limited to certain moves. Another feature I want back is I want to see my old friend Gold Air Throw return. It would give good incentive to go for it in neutral, and it's fun. To balance it out, I would scale it like a combo throw or a shield starter. The last thing I'd like them to put in is the easiest to implement, and that would be the tech meter from Under Night in Birth to be put in Lumina. The rest of my changes are character specific. I main Tono and Kohaku. For Tono, I'd like to see him get his overhead back or his dive kick. I really miss them from Crescent Tono. His arc drive is a good move, but I never liked the animation. It looks very jank, and I want them to touch it up a bit. For Kohaku, I want 2-2A to be either air unblockable or made faster to make it a better anti-air. It should be easier for EX Molotov to land all 4 hits, give air Molotov more utility, make 5C a 2-part move like an actress again, and add a hitbox to her body when she hits the wall during her arc drive in combos so you can combo into it for style. Changes I'd like to see for other characters are remove Koma's air combo restrictions. He should be able to do air combos like everybody else. Nerf powered CL's gun. Controversial, I know. Give Neko Arc more ridiculous luck-based moves. Make CL's charged 214C even slower. Give Neko Arc CL the same HP boost CL gets from Curry, and give the maids more ways to interact with each other's movesets, like how Hisui can power up Kohaku's plants. That's all I can think of for now. I'm definitely missing some things, but that's what you guys are here for. It's time to hear what the community has to say. Bryden says, add hurt boxes please, or at least make things trade and not clash constantly. I agree. Shoot meter gain. Make hard knockdowns less frequent by making meter hard to come by and not letting as many moves lead to it. Nerfing meter gain is valid. You do get meter a little too fast in this game, and it should be a more valuable resource. If meter is made harder to come by, you would have less hard knockdowns, but I think people would opt to just do air throw knockdowns because you can still get some pretty good Okizeme off that. But if you remove hard knockdowns from throws, I think that would just make throws too weak. Lastly, they want EX Guard and Bunker. Guard Cancel Heat and Shield are not it. EX Guard would solve a lot of problems. If you're not aware, EX Guard gives you better advantage on blocking, it pushes them away, and a couple of other goodies. And Bunker is kind of like an alpha counter or a dead angle from Guilty Gear. Both would be welcome additions. Arya says, a properly functioning PC port at launch so people don't refund the game in under 2 hours of playing. So if you don't know the lore, the PC port for Type Lumina was not great. They did fix it eventually, but it did lead to a lot of people just dropping the game. And then Under Night in Birth 2 came out and the same thing happened, but worse. A large chunk of the player base plays on PC, so hopefully they've finally learned their lesson and will have a functioning PC port on launch. Fingers crossed. Psyker says, Shield can only do follow-ups during Moon Drive and use 1/4 of the Moon Gauge. Add Shield EX used for BC follow-up and last arc, decrease the overall damage, crossplay, multi-game lobbies, extra tag mode just for fun like Melty Blood Axe Cadenza, and for the love of God, add Ryogi Shiki. Shield using meter like BC already does is an interesting trade-off, although if you could only do follow-ups in Moon Drive, that would make it so that it's only used for punishing heat and moon skills outside of it. Perhaps it would make Moon Drive too strong. Bringing back EX Shield would reward good execution, but using it for the BC follow-up in last arc, is that really that good of a reward? Decreasing the overall damage would lead to more interactions, Bringing back the 2v2 tag mode from Act Cadenza would be a lot of fun. If you've never played it, I highly recommend you check it out. And crossplay, multi-game lobbies, and Ryogi Shiki? I sure hope so. ZmePmeeks2890 says, functional lobbies that allow for multiple matches going on at once, and a quick match lobby a la plus R for when the release week dies down. Also Satsuki, but I get if that's a spoiler thing, they're actually trolling though if Nania doesn't get in. Yes, if Nania doesn't get in, they are trolling. I felt this way for a long time, but Guilty Gear Accent Core plus R's lobby system is literally perfect. That game doesn't have more than like 40 to 80 people in its lobby at once, yet somehow you always find a game. It is one of the most underrated lobby systems in fighting games, and I think it would fit Melty pretty well. Lumina Toast has a long one for us. Clash frames being reworked / gutted, particularly on the likes of Moonskills, new defensive mechanics to break out of gapless merchant strings, Shield gets some love, hard to point out what I specifically want but needs change, multi-game lobbies, all the training mode goodies, particularly replay takeover and frame info. This one's a stretch, but uploadable, shareable custom combo trials, 2 or more new color regions for customs, specifically have a separate part for the effects slot, cut-in animations that utilize your color palette, and colorable text for your name would be neat. I never really considered that you could remove clashes from Moonskills. I always just accepted it as part of the game, but you know what? I wouldn't miss them in the slightest. Shield does need some love. I know I said they need to rework it completely, but that's just because the PR for the mechanic is terrible. Shield is in a spot where it's basically a politician that just punched a baby. I don't think uploadable combo trials is a stretch, since Guilty Gear Strive added that to their game. And cut-in animations utilizing your color palette, that's a great idea. I'd love to see that. As for everything else, I pretty much agree. Jag Tag Art is requesting that they give Vlav a invincible reversal. You know, Vlav has been power crept since he was top 1 at the beginning of the game's life. And you know what? This is just the thing he needs to be the king of Lumina once again. Scrod Vermilion has another long one for us. Moondrive unique character traits like Tono, a way to punish characters whose main gameplay is to do true string into mix-up, remove Moonskill Clash, remove shield follow-up, increase damage of shield to compensate, more hurt boxes, more scaling on Moonskill starters. Then they corrected themselves, they meant remove delay shield follow-up. Frame data, replay takeover, ranked MR and seasonal resets, Under Night 2 rollback, improved training mode like Uni, and actual lobbies. I really don't understand why every character doesn't have a unique Moondrive trait. For example, Tono, when he goes into Moondrive, his unblockables get faster, and I think he gets a little bit of chip damage. True String into Mix-Up has 0 to little interaction, so seeing less of that would do a lot of good for the game. Removing delay shield follow-ups would tone down the RPS-ness of Shield. The rest I'm 100% behind, although I don't really understand the point of having ranked with MR and seasonal resets. I don't disagree with it, I just don't get the point of including it in the game. Braystar8578 has one request. No rapid beat, oh god, please. I have to disagree. Rapid beat is functionally another normal for every character. You'd be removing variety and utility from the game. If you don't like it, you could always turn it off or put it on the BC macro. Logarek says they want Arahiko Inui to be in this game and play like just a normal dude. No heat, no Moondrive, no air dashes, no super jumps. Just a regular ass dude who throws straight hands. Congratulations, Logarek. I think you have created the concept for a character that would be worse than Neko Arc Chaos. It would be quite something to see. Akimi Sato wants EX Guard or additional defensive options. Defense is so weak right now. Clash Box is implemented. I'm fine with them being in the game, but every single move clashing, while really cool in concept, is really frustrating and disruptive. Shield B buff, and throws not auto-dashing up. Defense definitely needs a buff. Every single move clashing isn't really cool in concept, because in execution, what I'm playing now, it's frustrating. You know, you go for your 3C anti-air, you read the air dash, but oh, you did it a frame late, they clashed, and now you have to scramble. Not fun. And throws not dashing up, I can get behind that. I would like it if throws worked like throws, and you didn't run a country mile before going for the throw. Arkma is requesting they remove Count of Monte Cristo and Koma Kashima, no more command grabs. When you select Shiki on character select, Shion jumps out, shoots him, and now you play as her instead. Remove the extra frame of jump startup from solo Koha. Sakuya Izuyoi from the Toho project. Undertale's Bone Trussel plays when using Moonskill. I'm okay with removing Monte Cristo and all the other Fate Go characters, but Koma could stay. He kinda cool. I don't understand how you're supposed to select this Shiki character on the select screen. I'm pretty sure they've been banned for a while. Removing that extra jump frame of startup would make solo Koha too good. And instead of Sakuya, I'd rather have Dio Brando. Zaki and This Is Egrid want more single player offerings. Specifically, maybe a boss mode like older Melty Bloods or something like MOM mode from Guilty Gear. The reason why I'm putting this last is because outside of shield changes, which were the most requested thing from all the responses, single player changes were number 2. Melty Blood Twi-Lumina has to not only be a good fighting game that caters to the competitive audience, but also a good product for casual fans to enjoy. Thanks to everyone who responded. I tried to include everyone that I could. Eventually, I just started to repeat myself, so I had to cut it down. But you'd be surprised, a lot of people are on the same page when it comes to what they want in Twi-Lumina. Twi-Lumina's existence has me over the moon. It's gonna be sad to see Type Lumina go after spending so much time with it. I'm gonna try my best to enjoy its last couple of months. Now, I'm not some big community figure. I'm just someone who loves Melty Blood. But if you make videos, stream, write guides, or host tournaments, our time is now. When Twi-Lumina releases, we need to be on our A game and step things up and show everyone that Melty Blood is simply the best fighting game out there. If anyone wants to collab, I'm down. If anyone needs help making content, reach out. I've got a lot of Melty Balance episodes to make before Twi-Lumina comes out. I'm gonna make more Melty Blood videos in general, and even try to get better at the game. 2027 is a long way off, but it'll be here before you know it. Until that time comes, thanks for watching, and bye for now.